And welcome back to the Michigan Insider Sports Talk 1050 WTK, the ticket online at WTK.com. It's 9 o'clock on a Monday during Michigan football season, which means it is time for Monday morning quarterback Devin Gardner, brought to you by Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. Autumn in Michigan is a great time to explore northern Michigan, vibrant colors and crisp fall breezes. You won't believe it if you haven't seen it. Get up and go at grandtraverseresort.com.
My brother, how you doing?
I'm doing very good. Football is back, and specifically college football. You know I love college football.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, it's been a minute. Last time we were together was up at Grand Traverse Resort, right?
Yes, it was. And look, everything at Grand Traverse. It's just high quality, right? This hat is outstanding. I cannot wait to wear it just on my leisure, man. Thanks a lot for Grand Traverse Resort because they continue to help us bring you this. Let's get started.
That is right. The start of the Michigan football season, the start of the college football season, it feels better because we have our man DG to help us break it down, right?
I don't know about that. I think it'd be good anyway.
I mentioned before we came back, though, that there's been a promotion of sorts for Devin Gardner, right?
Yeah, just a little bit more. I know you. I know you don't like to, beat your own drum. But yes, you do. My drum is, the drum. I feel like how I perform beats the drum for me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I give you that.
Yeah, but got to sign a new 3-year deal with Fox, and so the next 3 years for sure, I'm gonna be, calling games for Fox and doing my deal, and yeah, it's exciting. It's very good. It's a long time coming, I feel like, right? But I haven't been doing it that long. It feels like forever, but it's not that long, right?
Yeah.
Remember in the beginning when I wasn't good enough to be on your show? Wait, what?
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. See, there you go, bringing those falsehoods in there. Because I remember when you obviously wanted to get into the broadcast.
I just see him in here. He's like, yeah, what's up, man?
But he was on Mike's Smash Show. I was like, come on, DG, you my guy, but I can't have you jumping from Mike's show to my show. But when Mike hung him up, I was like, now we could do it, DG.
Yeah.
And the rest, as they say,
you might have been I might have been the first person you called. It felt like, wait a minute, he just hung it up about 35 seconds ago. So I do appreciate that. All right, I lied a little bit. But that's the last lie I'm telling on here because everything else is going to be straight facts.
Well, hey, listen, I tell you what, I got a special announcement for you guys before we get off here because there's going to be more DG. More DG during the week, right? More DG.
Well, it's a little sprinkle.
Never enough DG.
Never enough DG. Film studies coming back too, and I'm not even talking about that. That's coming. I'm talking about on top of the film study. So stay tuned for that.
I just want to apologize first before we get started because I know it's people out there that are really sick of me pulling up on their living room so unsuspectedly. Commercials and, national commercials and games, multiple games a week. I just want to say, for the people who don't love them some DG, I apologize. But get used to it.
The commercial's great.
Right? All right. So it is now time for Devin's appraisal, his in-game appraisal, or, looking back at the game that just took place. Michigan wins 30-3. This segment brought to you by Mark Orr from Lake Michigan Credit Union. It specializes in, Mark Orr Mortgage Loan Office from Lake Michigan Credit Union specializes in assisting healthcare and educational professionals. So folks at the University of Michigan have really, really benefited from his expertise in the field. I know I have, as he did my mortgage as well. You can find out more and get the kind of help that you need when it comes to your mortgage needs at Mark Orr at lmcu.org. And again, that's Mark Orr, Mark ORR at lmcu.org to get pre-qualified. So DG, take me through your appraisal of the game.
It was a really good game. So before I talk about JJ, who was outstanding, I don't know how you, with the perfect QBR or whatever, it's weird because you can have incompletions and still be perfect in the game. But whatever, he was perfect in my opinion. He played really, really well. But the one thing I took away from the game and was super excited about was the attitude of the team. And when I say what I mean when I say that is on defense, right? I'm watching and it's just like it was Makari Page, a bunch of different guys, and it's like after the play, just a little shove, a little, hey, don't worry, we're gonna dominate you. You know what I mean? Because that's how defenders are, right? When you see a great defense, they go through the echo of the whistle. It's always just a little bit of extra garbage. And some people say, "Oh man, that's not sportsmanship." No, defensive players. First of all, they're not wrapped too tight. They chose to play defense. They chose to start off behind, right? So they're already crazy people. And when you got a real good defense that truly believes and can be dominant, I love to see a little extra, a little bump, a little. Get your hands off me. Don't touch me after the whistle blows. Get your hands off me. I love to see it. And so the defense and their ability to be a great defense, no matter who leaves, who the coordinator is, or what have you, is super impressive to see yet again. Even though, some might say the competition wasn't that great, but we've seen this over and over and over again. And so I think the defense, came out and did their thing. It was great. And obviously the offense was good too.
Let's save focusing on JJ specifically for the next segment. Want to do more of a broad brush. You played, Devin. There is this belief that you come out the gate, out the blocks.
Looking good like that.
Yeah, just looking good like that. And, especially when you talk about offensive line, sometimes, you got to see some other hats before all your hats start working together like they're going to work over the course of the season. I felt like that was at play. But I liked how we saw Michigan say, okay, you want to put 11 in the box? You want to put 11 in the box?
Like, bro, who do y'all think these are? Every single lineman is not a superhero. Right? If it's too many guys in the box, it's hard to block them. You know what I mean? It's so weird because, and the thing is, we're getting a little spoiled, and I hope that we don't do that, right? Because for years and years and years, right? And it's similar to Bama. Remember all those years at Bama? Just run the ball down your throat. Didn't matter, right? But then teams are like, all right, man, we're not going to keep letting you do this. Let's put a few more guys in the box, right? Let's be super hyper aggressive in the run game. And so that's what we're going to see. That's what Michigan football is going to see. And obviously it's been great to watch the maturation going, obviously the end of the TCU game and Ohio State game, going into this game to see how the keys are slowly but surely. I mean, I don't even know if it's slowly anymore, but definitely being handed holistically to JJ McCarthy, and that's going to help the offense so much, and it's going to help the run game so much, and obviously the pass game. The dynamic quarterback is how you win a championship, period. The dynamic quarterback is how you win a national championship. As much as people say, oh, Stetson Bennett was a game manager, that is not true. Stetson Bennett was getting down. And that's why Georgia won back. If they don't have Stetson Bennett, a guy that can play the way he was playing in the run and the pass game, a dynamic quarterback, if he's not the quarterback, they won't win the championship, especially not back-to-back, right? And so, I've been saying it for years, right? Remember I talked about it. It's going to be hard to beat Ohio State without a dynamic quarterback. Now, in 2022 or 2021, we beat Ohio State without a dynamic quarterback, but there were so many dynamic run plays. We just completely bullied them, right? And then the next year, what do we need? It didn't start off with the bulliness. All the bullying didn't. We saw the bullying come about later, but to start that game, we were not bullying them, and everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, they're stopping our stuff." But guess what? A dynamic quarterback took over the game, and then you were able to do the things you wanted to do. And so I think it still remains true. I said it many years ago, and I'm gonna keep saying it. And to get over that hump, the dynamic quarterback has to make plays, and it seems like our quarterback is being able to. I think he was always capable. I was the guy that always say he's fully capable of doing it, but I think he's being allowed to do it more now.
Yeah, man. How much last year, first 3 quarters of the season, man, they need to play more play passes. And it really wasn't until the end of the season where we saw them kind of like, hey, you see a bunch of them in a game. They were 4 for 4 on play passes in this game. One of them was a DPI, but that's success.
That would have been completion, yeah. The thing is I don't think people remember it. And as much as we've talked about JJ and his footwork in the drop back pass game and how we need to improve, which it did, and we're going to go through the film study and talk about that a little bit, but he was the best in the country in play pass last year. Not like, oh yeah, he was pretty good. Like he was number 1 in play passing. And so once you clean up that drop back footwork and then you get into another year, more comfortability and just confidence out to wazoo, I mean, is it going to get worse? No, it's probably going to get better, right? And more receiving prowess, I would say. I think the receiver group, guys are a little bit older. Cornelius Johnson, another reliable receiver, came back. I think that it can only get better. And like you said, it was outstanding again on Saturday.
Yeah. So
I mean, they hit the ground running, man. It's like they didn't have, it's like it wasn't the first game.
Right.
It was super impressive watching. So, like I said, we get a little spoiled and it's like, oh, it's supposed to like that. No, it's not. We watched a bunch of teams come out and don't look like how to, you know what I mean? And obviously, I don't want to get into the arena of Ohio State 2 years ago. Remember, I talked about they're as good as they're going to be. And I was 100% right. They got as good as they were going to be in week 1 and week 2. And it's just like, which was really, really good. And they held it, but it's like not steady improvement. If you're not improving, you have to be doing something, right? You're going one way. You're going up, you're going down. And so even if you're going to, I mean, they're down from where they were was so amazing, right? So just a little bit here, a little down, a little down. Can't really get too much better. And all the while on the other side, Michigan in the state of Michigan going up, getting better. And then it came to a head in that final game. And so I want to, the challenge I think for Michigan now is how do you find ways to continue to get better and get better? And obviously, you know, you're going to come watch Monday Morning Quarterback and we're going to help with that.
Right. So
I mean, am I making this up?
No, you're not. You know,
Okay.
a lot that we talked about on MMQB last year came to fruition.
Yeah.
Play action shots, more of a there was a
And
paucity.
without having any conversations with the coaches, I might add.
Yeah, there was a paucity
Just
of
the film study and brain, the brainchild of me and Sam, of course.
yeah, the propensity for play passing kind of picked up as the season went on, as JJ got healthier, as he got more chemistry with the receivers, which, surprisingly, I talked to Roman about it in the offseason. He said, man, we really weren't completely on the same page until the Ohio State game, which you look back on it actually makes sense. He was out the entire offseason.
Look pretty accurate there.
Yeah, right? So adjustments. We don't focus as much on the run game, DG, but I want to focus on it from this standpoint. When we saw TCU close down those inside run gaps, just like we saw ECU do last week, Michigan's answer in the second half was to get to the perimeter with the run game, right? They did so in the second half of this game too, mostly with their stretch play. There are other ways you could do that. One of the ways you could do that is with JJ, right? And so we saw that in the bowl game. Didn't see it in this game, and I'm not surprised, but people got to know that's in the arsenal.
Oh, 100%. Like he's one of, if we got two really good runners, he's the third best runner on our team. And he pushing. I'm just telling you, he's the third best for sure runner on our team. But he could be, 1-2A, 1-2B, you know what I mean? He's got real skill as a runner. He does a good job protecting himself, and he's fun to watch. He's obviously super fast and all that. And the thing is, I love that he used that running ability with eyes downfield to make plays in the pass game. It was really good. It was really good because the thing is, everybody's seen him going back to the Big Ten Championship 2022 or 2021 technically, but it was played in 2022 when he hands the ball off and then he races Blake Corum down the sideline with great speed. Like I remember that vividly. So that's the type of speed you're talking about, but with the ball in his hands. And so everybody knows that. And so when you start to move around, I'm just telling you that those defenders, they're supposed to plaster, right? They're supposed to go get to their man, but they don't, right? They just do. They play the game. And so when you're running around and they see you, they're like, man, we can't give up big runs to the quarterback. We're already going to give up big runs to Blake. We're already going to give up the big runs to Donovan. We cannot give up big runs to the quarterback. They come off, you dump it over their head or across or wherever you're going to throw it. So I think that his run ability, it makes him a super dynamic quarterback. Aside from how good his arm is, he becomes this big time dynamic quarterback, and that's how you win national championships and Big Ten championships.
Yeah, man. It was one of those deals where a year ago at this time when he's scrambling, he's running. And while he didn't run the ball, his ability to run affected this game in a big way. He totally exploited their respect for that with some of the windows he opened when he
it's like a defensive end that bats down passes a lot, right? But if I watch you on film all week and you've batted down a lot of passes, I'm going to be hesitant to throw those quick passes because I think that you might bat it down. you don't have to bat it down in my game, but the fact that I've seen you do it so much, it affects the way I think. It affects the way I try to attack in the passing game, and so I think that's a similar thing. That's just another analogy to say, like, hey, you don't have to do the things you can do, but the thought and the fear that you are capable of doing it can alter a football game.
Yeah. So again, I'm not sitting here saying that there aren't things to work on in the run game. Part of the answer in the TCU game, they had a few different outside hitting run plays. They had some counters that hit outside. We didn't see a pin and pull in this game, right? They're going to work on that outside zone more. I think that's going to be a part of the arsenal. So they are still going to run into stack boxes. I think how they run into them might modify a little bit as we get deeper into the season as well. But one thing we didn't see, and I want your opinion on this before we come back and dive specifically into JJ. No RPO, Devin. I wonder what you make of that, because you mentioned Stetson Bennett. He was a dynamo at RPO, right? I saw ECU blow up a split zone, and it made me think of the Hawaii game last year. Remember that split zone RPO that JJ hit? I think it was Ronnie for a touchdown.
Yeah, Ronnie is like kind of like a skinny post bang aid.
Yeah. And I was like, man, the way this team is playing, you could kill this. You could knife these dudes up with some RPOs. What do you make of that we didn't see any? And do you kind of predict, once your prediction, do you think we're going to see more of it this season?
I mean, RPO is a part of football now, right? If you don't run RPO, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice, especially if you're a running football team, a team that can run the ball effectively. So I think that we for sure are going to see a whole bunch of it. But the thing is, I don't think that's something that needs to be worked. Like you said, going back to Hawaii, JJ was hitting that. Like he had that down pack. Like that's not something that he wanted to, that was something that you need to work on a great deal. But downfield passing, as good as I think he is, right, it's still something that needs to be worked on in live football game action, right? And from what I know, JJ's not a big time practice player, right? And that's part of the reason why he wasn't the guy from the start, right? He's not a great practice player. Obviously, practice is for working on things. And when I talked to guys from Georgia, they said Stetson wasn't a great practice player. Max Duggan, that's the reason he lost the job, because they say he's kind of terrible in practice, right? And the other guy, Morris, was an outstanding practice player, did everything right. But in game time, he just wasn't that guy, right? It's just some guy. Johnny Manziel, the whole documentary just came out. Terrible in practice. But when the lights come on for some guys, it's just like, he just got it, man. He just got it. And JJ, I'm not saying he's terrible in practice, but just not as good. And I think that that's exactly how it should be. You should be trying things in practice. That's why it's hard to be in competition with guys, because it's like you can't really truly try things because you can't make mistakes, because that guy might not make mistakes, right? You get a JJ who's trying things and making mistakes like you should in practice. That's what practice is for. And then you get a Cade who's just doing things right, checking it down, not trying anything. And it's like, well, you threw too many interceptions, dude, in practice. And this guy's not.
Right.
So if I'm a coach and I got millions of dollars on the line, my wife wanted a new Birkin bag, I got to play the dude that didn't throw picks. You have to. And that's the challenge. That's the challenge.
Hey, it's existential crisis in 2022. You're coaching for your job. It ain't just
not just the Birkin.
Yeah, it ain't just the
your house. He got a house in San Diego. You can't be messing around with a dude that's throwing picks in practice.
I don't think he has sold that house in San Francisco yet.
Yeah.
He's like, hey.
That's at least 3 hours. We ain't counting his pockets.
We talking about big houses too.
Yeah.
Hey, we need that big check.
So I completely understand. It's like, obviously, I'm the guy like, nah, we got to go with it, right? But I empathize with a coach who got a lot on the line. You turning the ball over, and I love you. I know you better than him. But I got to go with the dude. We run the ball too good. I got to go with the dude that's not. And so I think that's a challenge, especially for talented quarterbacks that use practice what it should be used for. But when you're the guy, now you can really develop, because you can try things. You can, let me throw it over here. Oh, no, okay, that's not going to work. All right, bet. That's not going to work. Oh, that works. I can do that because my defense is the best in the world. So if it works against them, it's going to work against them. You know what I mean? And so I think that that's going to allow him to accelerate so much faster. We got to get a new quarterback for next year. We got to be ready because he's not going to be here. I'm just telling you, the way he's going to be able to develop and practice the way you should practice, making mistakes and doing things right. And then he's going to get to a point where he's trying these things in practice and not making mistakes, right? Because he's going to get past the mistake part, and he's going to be trying things and not making mistakes in practice. So now when you're not making mistakes in practice and you're still trying stuff, it's scary hours for other teams, right? And so I think that the development is going to continue to accelerate because of that fact.
Well, so news flash for the people.
I guess it's an opinion, but it's a fact.
Yeah, news flash for the people. He was excellent in practice. I know you weren't saying that he was bad.
Of course.
He was excellent in practice.
Well, you the
spring
guy.
ball and fall camp. I remember, talking to some people as I came off of sick leave there. It's like, man, how's JJ looking? It was like, hey, man, this dude has thrown no picks. I was like, come on, I don't buy that. 3 weeks,
I mean,
he thrown no picks.
He don't turn the ball over.
Right, I was like, come on, man, no pick. I said, okay, there have been some picks, but he hasn't thrown them. It's like the 2 or 3 passes that were picked off, they were batted balls. Yeah. Like he hasn't thrown an interception to the other team.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And he looked like that on Saturday.
I mean, and it's like not safe though, right? He throwing ball. I don't want to get too much into it, but that the one corner he threw where he kind of enticed the you don't even know how many times I've tried to teach these young guys that I work with, and they're doing a decent job of it, but they haven't gotten too comfortable of like, listen, just get your eyes on that flat route and smash. Smash is a corner in the slot. I mean, a corner in the slot and a hitch on the outside or something in the flat. Put your eye. If you want that corner, you want the big play. I love taking what they give you. But if you want that play, put your eyes on the flat, give it to him, make him believe it, and then drive that ball right over his head. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And when you have that comfortability, because the flat guy's open, right? Most quarterbacks are just going to throw the guy that's open. All right, fine. But now he's going to get tackled. It's not a touchdown, right? Put that ball, because you just never know what happens on the next play and the next play and the next play. Go get in the end zone now. And that was fun to watch. And that just shows like, oh, yeah, taking that next step, another level, feeling comfortable, waving in the camera. Hey, guys, how you doing? I love it. Just the confidence amongst the whole team is amazing. And that was without their head coach.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It is. There's a lot more to come here on the Monday Morning Quarterback. Devin's appraisal again. Brought to you by Mark Orr, mortgage loan officer, Lake Michigan Credit Union, specializing in assisting healthcare and educational professionals and basically run-of-the-mill people like me too. As he helped me with my mortgage, he can help you with yours. Contact Mark at Mark Orr. That's Mark with or with 2 R's at lmcu.org. Again, that's Mark, ORR at lmcu.org. We got to get to a break.
Before we go, can I just say something?
Sure.
I hate people like Rob Smith.
Why?
ECU have a whole new team from last year. Their D-line not that good. He the same dude that was talking about probably how, Colorado can win. They got a whole new team. Shut up, stupid. Shut up. It's 2023. Just because they new don't mean they're not good. Shut your mouth.
I found one person in midseason.
Let's go to a break. Rob Smith, you're garbage. And I hope you bet too on TCU in Colorado. I hope you bet and lost a lot of money. And now you're in trouble with your family and they're all mad at you.
I don't hope that. Don't wish that on the man. Don't wish that on the man.
It already happened. Right. So it happened. It already happened.
we gotta get to a break. More Monday Morning Quarterback with Devin Gardner on the other side here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, The Ticket.
Monday Morning Quarterback Devin Gardner, brought to you by Grand Traverse Resort and Spa.
He said that just now, did he? It was already recorded?
No, he just said it.
It sounded like it was recorded.
Yeah,
so
he just
good.
said it.
You're so good.
Hey, man, so what did you think of Iowa scoring a couple touchdowns in the first half on
I got a group chat of over-under, and I'm taking the under, Chief. And you needed 50 against Utah State. You needed 45 to make sure you get that 25-point mark. But, they just don't got the guy for that. You know that. He's safe, all that. Like, come on, man.
Listen,
you already know how I feel about that.
As big, the game this year is Michigan Ohio State. Hey, look, you gotta
put
40 on them so you can get, because you're not gonna, if you can't put 24, he didn't get to 25. If you can't put 25 on Utah State.
I think last year in the opening game they had 2 safeties and a field goal or something like that. So
okay, great improvement, I guess. But
Ira said earlier this morning, hey, you throw 2 touchdowns in the first half at Iowa, it's time to erect a statue, right?
I think that's what they did after the first quarter.
That coach's son is going to get fired if they don't score 25 a game.
Hey, man,
it ain't getting easier.
Listen. You talk about hot garbage. This was steaming garbage they had last year at the quarterback. So it's not that much. It's not hard to be better than that,
That's
right?
What I'm saying. Yeah.
But
it's an above ground pool of quarterbacking. Is what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not talking about like a big above ground pool.
That's your best line.
I'm talking about like the kiddie pool. And I'm not saying anybody at home that got a kiddie pool, that's fine, because if it's hot, you can get wet in water. But no, you ain't invite nobody to the pool party with an above ground pool.
Oh, man.
It's a pool.
It's good.
good.
One of the pools you can't even wear. You can't even wear the.
I don't
the
feel
bikini.
I'm too big in that pool. Come on, man. That's a one-man pool. But it's a pool, though. I'm not hating on no pool. I don't have a pool.
One of the pools you sit down and the water flow over the top.
I can't even be underneath that water in that pool.
I got you. Listen where I'm going with it, though. As big as Michigan, Ohio, that's the game. Michigan State, but Michigan, Ohio State is the game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, sure as day, I haven't talked to JJ about this. Haven't talked to him. But, man, I think he wants that game, DG. I think he wants that game.
Think? What are you talking about?
That game. I think it's something to prove in that game.
So
Did you read that Fox Sports article? You're a Fox guy. You read that Fox Sports article about Iowa?
No.
Where they said...
All I saw was Michigan legend something. I said, what?
No. Yeah. Hey, no, there was a piece in the article. There was a piece in the article where they talked to a source. And the source said...
Coming back on radio in about 10 seconds.
All right. We'll get to this in the next break.
Ooh,
Stay tuned.
You gonna make
Stay
me
tuned.
wait?
I'm gonna make you
Say
wait.
the source say, and then
I'll
go to
make you wait.
commercial. You acting like Love and Hip Hop. I hate when they do that.
I can't control when we come back from break.
The girl throw a drink, and then like next time on the come on.
Next break. All right.
Stand by, guys.
I like Love and Hip Hop. It's so funny. It's just ridiculous. I don't have no real drama in my life, so I need to watch somebody.
Back on radio in 5, 4, 3.
And we are back, folks, here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. Back with segment 2 of the Monday Morning Quarterback, Mr. Weintraub.
We are brought to you by Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. Autumn in Michigan is a great time to explore northern Michigan, vibrant colors and crisp fall breezes. You won't believe it if you haven't seen it. Get up and go at GrandTraverseResort.com.
Hey, Grand Traverse Resort, brought to you by Under Armour right here. Makes you better. It does.
See, when
I got that massage, boy. Oh my goodness.
We don't want to talk about massage. We don't want to talk about massage.
This is national massage. It's not international.
No, this is a real massage.
No, he's talking about my massage. I had a massage in international water, so it was a little bit different.
That good long time.
What was that?
You hear that?
That good long time.
Yes, it's international waters. The
I forgot
rules.
you get money like that. My bad, dog.
The rules of it. I was on a cruise, and on the cruise, you got a massage, and they went across. Anyway, let's not even get too deep into that.
We'll talk.
Yeah. Listen, man, we get a chance to go back up to Grand Traverse Resort for the Minnesota game, so I'm looking forward to that. I mean, you got these. You got benchmarks.
I don't have a game that game.
You think you don't have a game that game?
I hope so. So I can go.
I think
I want to get
game,
to Traverse.
I would have asked you, but I figured you were going to have a game. We get a chance to go up there. So if you were looking for a place to watch the game, to hang with the crew, we're going to be doing the Keep Mankind on the kickoff up there as well. You can join us at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa for the Minnesota game. But now it is time to get to Devin's Driving Force Report, where he breaks down the play of the quarterback. In this case, J.J. McCarthy. Devin's Driving Force Report is brought to you by Golden Limousine for more than 31 years. Golden Limo, their driving force has been you. That is the mantra of the man who started it all, Sean Duvall over there. Safe, reliable, friendly transportation anywhere you travel. And now it's time for your drive update with Golden Limousine International at the wheel and Devin on the mic. They actually took me to the game on Saturday, by the way. Came and picked me up. Yeah, Willie. Shout out to Willie.
That's so much better than Uber.
For getting me to the game.
Yeah, you should have seen his drop off.
Man.
Showing up in a big SUV.
Yeah,
maize and blue carpet rolled out.
Hey,
Applause
sunglasses
from the fans.
on. You know he got the backpack on, hanging off
Definitely
one shoulder.
had the buffs on.
He has never used both straps of his backpack. Like one of his straps are like brand new, and the other one is like hanging on by a thread. Like at least switch it sometimes, Sam. Dog.
All right, so it's time for your driving force report on J.J. McCarthy. Break them down.
J.J. McCarthy, the one thing I remember I did the spring game because, I did the spring game. So I did the spring game, and my big thing on the spring game, I wish I could have been able to come here and talk about it as well, but the big thing a lot of people remember is like he's going to be so much better in the footwork department, which is going to make him so much better as a quarterback in general, right? You're not going to miss the throws that he missed, different things like that. Obviously going to be more healthy as well. And what I saw was a man like you. I didn't talk to people about the spring or whatever, but you did, and what you just told me, it all lines up, right? It's not like a happenstance on how he's performing. His footwork was so much better. Playing on time, having a plan, not a whole bunch of ad lib, make a play. Most of the plays were made in the framework of the offense. This wasn't J.J. McCarthy being special all the time, right? And so I watched Colin Cowherd, and one thing that he's been taught his whole new like kind of analogy, and I think it's a very good analogy. It's like when you score 40 as a basketball player, 32 when you're a great player, 32 are just mid-range. Do your deal, layup, do what you're supposed to do, free throw. There are about 4 shots. So wow, like Jordan, it's 4. Like, oh my God, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. But the rest of it is just regular stuff, right? And so that's what JJ has to be, and I think that's what he's going to be. It's going to be, hey, snick route right here, 5 yards. Here we go. Got the dig at 15. He's open. Throw it to him. Oh, play action. We got a nice shot. And then it's going to be a couple where, oh my God, I've never seen anybody make that play except for like Caleb Williams, right? Oh my goodness, that's an outstanding play. Unbelievable, right? But it's not going to be every single play. And I think last year sometimes because he didn't get so many opportunities to drop back and pass and do all different things because we were such a heavy run team, especially. And then you think of like the TCU game, it's like, oh, he's so special and he's got to make that big splash play because he doesn't get a whole bunch of opportunities to hit the free throws and make the layups and the little mid-range there that nobody remembers, And so I think that he's going to be able to hit those mid-ranges and have those few very outstanding, amazing special plays, but they're going to be limited and everybody's going to remember him. But most of his damage has been done just within the framework of the offense. It was fun to watch. And for a lot of people, that's boring. But for me, the way I look at football, it's like, oh my goodness, that guy's I just love to see a quarterback on time, know exactly where he wants to go with the ball, get through progressions and things like that. It's just a special thing to watch just because I know it's hard, right? Because I remember in some years that I had, I know exactly where to go with the ball, boom, boom. And then other years because like, being hurt, not being able to get into the offense, take reps in spring, all those different things. It's like, man, this is hard making plays every single time because I don't truly know like the plan. Like I don't have a true plan because I just don't know it enough. I don't know it like the back of my hand. But in year 3, getting a chance to know offense like the back of your hand, I'm just telling you, man, it is a special feeling. And for me, it's really special to watch. And I think that's what we're seeing with JJ.
Yeah. After I go with you, we break down the film. Borges comes in, right?
Unfortunately.
But I could tell he coached you because first thing he texted me after the game, he said, QB footwork and technique made a quantum leap. That's exactly what you just said. That's what you just said, right?
Word got too, quantum leap. Yeah, but he's right. He's right. I mean, it was, and everybody's, people going to say like a guy like this Rob Smith guy, oh, ECU's not very good and whatever. Okay, whatever. But the thing is our offensive line can block everybody, right? Offensive line, that's they protect, right? We watched 2 long seasons of, they won the Joe Moore. They watched 2 long seasons of the quarterback having time to play, having time to throw. That's not something that's going to be different when you play better teams or whatever the case may be. And so what we saw is what we're going to see. What we saw is what we're going to see. And a lot of those throws, those weren't like, oh, the guy's wide open every time. Those were tight window throws, a lot of them. And it was good, man. And the thing is, ECU, I think they had a good plan. Get guys in the box. Still, we don't know for sure if he's that guy, right? We would much rather deal with JJ McCarthy than Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum at this point. That's going to change. I said it here on the first Monday Morning Quarterback. 7 weeks time, that's going to change. You're like, you know what? We'll try our time with Corum, and then they're going to explode. You know what I mean? So I think that Michigan football is in a great position, and this is what I said could happen from 2 years ago before I ever saw him play for real. I said it. I said, listen, man, it's going to unlock. It's going to unlock. I'm telling you, when it unlocks, you got LSU 2019 as a possibility, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And, hopefully it comes to fruition. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. And probably not, but I could be wrong.
Another thing to point out, part of this is the natural maturation of a guy who's as talented as JJ, who works as hard, wants to be good, works so hard. Like he's that dude. No, we forgot one more, and I think it's the most important. He's a good dude. He's a super good dude. I'm telling you, you're a good dude. Good things happen for you. Not to mention you like that. Not to mention you work hard. Like if you get all of it, you put that thing in that pot, you start cooking. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who was it that I talked to said, man, they got to the building at like 10, and JJ was there, and it was like he had like 2 empty places. Come back. It's like, man, did you spend the night here? like you on your like third place? Yeah. That's how long he had been in there. By the time other dudes were coming in to watch film on their own time, that's different with him. But we'd be remiss if before we went to a break, if we didn't also talk about the part that is also affecting things. It's not just his natural talent and his drive to be better. It's also having a new QB coach.
Oh, 100%.
Who he is super dialed in with.
Did a good job.
Right?
He called the plays
Kirk
yesterday.
Campbell. How about
Saturday.
Kirk Campbell?
Yeah, Kirk Campbell did a very good job. And in the spring game, I told the story, and I don't know Kirk Campbell. I've said like 2 words to him before, or maybe 4, maybe 5. I don't know. I don't want to count them, but not many words. But the time when I found out that he was going to first be the quarterback coach, this is way before we even fired the other guy. It was in the summertime. I brought a bunch of kids to Michigan to look at this, practice, open practice or whatever. I'm talking to Freddie J, and I think I've told you the story. And I'm talking to him. He's like, yeah, how you doing, Gardner? How you doing? You know how Freddie J talks. And he's like,
that's a horrible. And I'm
just telling you. And so I'm talking to him, and I'm asking him how are things going, like how is it being back or whatever, because he's in high school football and different things like. He's like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to figure out this offense, right? Because he's been away from this level for a while, and it's like football's changed a little bit, even since he was. It's not like it was only like a decade ago that he was coaching in college football, but it's changed so much. And he's like, but if you need to know anything about this offense, talk to him. He points over and he's pointing at Kirk Campbell. And I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, I trust Freddie J. Freddie J say that's the guy he going through to learn everything about this offense. I trust him. And then another thing happened in the season a year ago. They had where Weiss had to go to something for the Ravens or whatever. Coach Harwell in there, and Campbell got to be the quarterback coach for however many days. And JJ said he had learned so much, and not only him, the other quarterback said they learned so much in those couple days, and it's going to be able to help them moving forward, like than they learned all season, right, with the other guy. So it's just like, okay, that's a good sign, right? And then when they fire him, I'm like, oh, it's going to be Kirk Campbell for sure. What? It's going to be Kirk Campbell. I knew it. And then obviously they hire him, but everybody else outside, they don't know those stories, right? And so they're like, this is all right. We already tried this once, man. This is the University of Michigan. You can't just be hiring any old body to be the quarterback coach. This is the president is playing quarterback right here. And so, but
it was funny when I mentioned his name. You see some of the stuff people say.
Who?
I was like, clearly, these are people who do not have inside show.
Yeah, they don't have listen to the show. They don't really know for sure. And that's okay, right? You're not like damning them for it. But the thing is, man, the thing that he is a stickler for is details in the footwork, right? Footwork details, because your footwork is the basis and the start of whatever you do. Obviously, you got mic points and coverage and all that. But if you got bad footwork, you can know all that stuff and it ain't going to work out. Unless you're super talented. But it's not going to work out when you most need it to go win the championship. You know what I mean? And so you got super talented guy with good footwork. You got issues, man. You got Patrick Mahomes. You got Caleb Williams.
Joe Burrow.
You got Joe Burrow.
Remember we broke down that play?
You got
up in GTR?
talented guy with great footwork and fundamentals. That's tough.
What does great footwork result in that play? We saw Joe Burrow make that throw, the first interception against TCU. That was just footwork, right?
It's just footwork. If you got footwork, and not only just good footwork as far as moving within and without the pocket, but knowing what footwork matches what play. Right, that's something that was kind of a struggle maybe a little bit last year in the drop back game. Why this footwork doesn't match that play? Why are you doing this instead of that? It's like sometimes footwork isn't an option, right? Sometimes footwork or this drop, it's not like, okay, I got a hitch. You can take 3 and a hitch sometimes. No, it's 3 and throw it. It's not an option, right? And so when you know that, the non-negotiable times, the thing is why he was so good in the play action game last year is because there is no set thing. It's come out and play action, you hitch, you whatever, you do your thing. But there are some plays in football, and this is where the layups, right? The layups, the mid-range jumpers, those aren't negotiable footwork things. And if you get those down and hit all those layups, make sure you stay on schedule, all that, the sky's the limit for a guy that is talented as JJ.
Yeah, that's why Monday Morning Quarterback is so great.
It's the best show on TV, even if it's not on TV.
Because you highlighted, and we talked about this at length.
We talked about
there are people who say, "Oh, he tipped the throw. He stared him down," or
shut up.
We say it was footwork.
Yeah,
because Joe Burrow threw that same pass, same coverage.
It's like they don't understand that the guy that's in that hook to curl or whatever, he has other stuff to do. The guy that's coming out, like, he has other stuff to do, so he can't just be sprinting underneath just because he's looking over there and stuff like that. Now, Michigan State used to play like that when I was playing because they would get so much pressure that wherever you look, the dude's sprinting. Mm-hmm. And so you don't have time to look off. So you can try to look off if you want, but you're going to get hit while you're throwing or sacked or whatever. But most teams that don't just dominate up front the way they were able to back in the day, that you have other stuff to do, especially those underneath defenders. So it's the footwork is going to be much better because of the new coach. And I think he deserves flowers and kudos because this JJ may be able to get on this Heisman Trophy run and different things like that. And a lot of credit not only goes to JJ, of course, but you just need somebody to make, like, how do you think, why do you think people can't lose weight on their own? You need somebody to push you and take you to the next level and make sure you're right. And then you fire that dude and then you get big again. It's like, well, I know what to do. Well, you don't got the guy to make sure that you're doing it, right? You don't got the guy to breathe down your neck and let you know, hey, that wasn't good enough. Hey, we got to be better here. And so I think JJ now has that guy, a guy that he likes, right? And I'm not going to say he handpicked him, but he kind of did. I mean, he liked him, and he's really good at his job. It's like, it seemed like a perfect, he got on the table for him, right? And it seemed like a perfect marriage. And so, I mean, just a happier JJ you're going to see, right? Mm-hmm. A guy who enjoys going to work every day. That's why that story of, hey, he's in early, whatever. Well, when you enjoy going to work, I mean, yeah, we hang out here. I mean, it's a nice building, got good facilities, all that. Why would I go home? I'm fine here. Right. It's all good.
And you want to be great.
Yeah.
So we got to get to a break. We're going to come back on the other side. What did you call the next segment, Ira? You came up with a name for it because we're going to take questions.
Names are funny.
We're going to take questions from the people.
I like these names.
So you're the MMQB. This is coming up, the MMQ&A.
MMQ&A. That's an Ira Wine Tribe invention right there.
Nice, very nice.
So if
y'all
you have questions, come on, bro. Did I tell you?
I'm sorry. I know that strap on that backpack is real loose. I'm sorry. I know you've been working. I'm sorry.
You're working.
I know that strap on that. Hey, DG. I might be getting you a new backpack this year because I'm so sick of that backpack.
I was like, DG, I've been grinding, man. I've been grinding. So we got a lot in store. We got a lot still in store on the other side. So if you have questions for DG, start getting them in this stream right now. We'll get some of them on the other side. This segment, Devin's Driving Force Report, is brought to you by Golden Limousine International. For 31 years, Golden Limo, driving force has been you. That is the mantra of the owner that started it all over there, Sean Duvall. They offer reliable, friendly transportation, safe transportation anywhere you travel, to the airport, to the game, like me on Saturday.
Remember right before I said, hey, you love the Lord, get on board, bro. You need a ride? Hop inside.
Of a Golden Limo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You need a ride? Hop inside.
GoldenLimo.com.
That's right.
There you go. You got to get to a break. More Monday Morning Quarterback on the other side here of the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTK, The Ticket.
Clear on the radio.
Right.
But in there, they talk about a source that they talk to, that when JJ he gets to Michigan, he's this high profile, but he's a freshman. And he's going to be with a guy who's been around the block. He was, he's the quarterback. So he reaches out to him according to the story.
Who reaches out to who?
JJ reaches out to K.
Oh, of course. Yes, that's the thing.
In this story. Like, hey, I want to learn from you. I want to learn the ropes. I want you to teach me.
That's the kid he is.
And the story says K froze him out. K froze out, didn't respond.
Oh, it did?
Ghosted it. Said, the story said that? The story said he ghosted him. Yes. Right. Now.
And we know that. I thought that was like, that's public knowledge now? Now we can talk about how this dude was acting.
Hey. It was in the story.
So now we can talk about
it. Listen.
Oh,
so they were saying that there was some pushback on there. And so I went on MichiganInsider.com and said, look, can I speak to the specific instance of JJ called him and said, hey, I want you to teach me. And he goes, I can't speak to that specific instance, but can I speak to instances like it? Oh, yeah, this is the most accurate representation.
Oh, my God.
Of what it was.
I wonder who
really
the
like.
was.
This is the most accurate representation of what it was really like.
I work for Fox. I don't even know nothing about this piece. You told me
so you weren't the source?
I was not the source. I don't tell people stuff. I keep, I do my deal,
but
whatever.
But it was accurate, right?
Oh, 100%. 100% treat him like trash. Like, so I don't know about that one exactly, right?
Right, that's what I said.
But because of what happened later, like how you talking about, like, what you won't talk to me? We quarterbacks together. We supposed to be working together. Even like we supposed to be like, you see every quarterback around the country chest doing their thing and whatever. And it's just like, it made me think like, man, maybe they pump faking, man, because this man was on game day acting like, oh yeah, you're my friend. But during the week, you ain't even communicating with me. You're not helping me. I gotta call my parents. It's just, but I'm glad that I'm glad it's on the internet now.
That's what I looked at it too. I was like, whoever that source is pretty damn good.
Wow.
But this gets more.
I really
back
want to
into
know who it was.
Yeah, this gets back into the leadership piece to me for JJ, because you wouldn't even know that was an issue.
You wouldn't know,
right? That's not because of Cade.
He just rolled with the punches, did his thing. Hey,
because he didn't make it an issue.
Confide in, right? Because I didn't find out that until super late. Like it was late, but when I found out, but he wore that smile, celebrated for him, and supported Cade and whatever, knowing that this dude is playing me for no reason. You want me to tell the coach, no, coach, Cade's so good, don't put me in the game.
Hey, look, you look at any interview. Did you ever hear any?
Denard never did. Denard would never. And I was taking that way off the field. Well, he was standing on the field sometimes, but he wasn't getting the ball. And he about to get on this Heisman run. Denard would never do that to me. He was a proponent of, hey, yeah, bring that young dog in here and let's get down. He would never, because he's solid. And it's for real.
Jalen Hurts would
never. I mean, you think Jalen Hurts didn't want to play? But guess what? Jalen Hurts wasn't going to play him like that. Like, what? And Jalen Hurts actually got his job took and had to sit and watch a man do his job.
Stand by, guys. We are back on the Michigan Insider with Monday morning quarterback Devin Gardner, brought to you by Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. Autumn in Michigan is a great time to explore northern Michigan. Vibrant colors and crisp fall breezes. You won't believe it. If you haven't seen it, get up and go at grandtraverseresort.com.
So glad that's public knowledge.
Devin got fired up in the break.
I'm so glad that's I'm like over here ripping tape. I don't even need tape. But I don't even know why I just did this.
Because oh, man. What we were talking about, for those who are with us on radio, was sometimes being a leader is making this sacrifice as far as
putting that pride aside. That's all it is. Like
sacrifice and putting your pride aside. I'm a 5-star quarterback, right? I know I'm better, but I'm not going to make a personal relationship be an issue for the team.
Mm-hmm.
He very easily could have.
Yeah, of course. It very easily could have divided that team in a huge way. I'm talking about split that thing right down the middle. Because some people are like, oh, man, he's my friend. He's cool, whatever. I don't know how, but whatever. And then it's like other guys like, man, but he's way more talented. And I kind of like him better anyway. I don't really like this other dude. So now you got people that are starters, people that contribute both like on both sides. And that's not it. That's not how you beat Ohio State. That's not how you win championships. And so he did an outstanding job of just hanging in the background, doing outstanding when he gets in the game, right? Got blamed for things that maybe
wasn't even his fault.
That's tough. That's tough to do because we all got pride and we all want to say something. I'm that guy. I gotta say, and I really know I'm that guy. I used to be that guy. I don't do it as much, and I'll be telling you, come on now, Sam. You don't got to respond to these peasants. Like we don't. But like it's so hard to see some garbage out there, know it's false, right? Or see some garbage and you know the answer and you wanna, and it's just like. Bite my tongue. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just roll with it. I'm gonna make sure that nobody I'm not not to toot my own horn or anything like that. But I remember a time when I got benched for Shane Morris, who wasn't ready to play Ace game in nobody's league. And I just rolled the team. Let me tell you this. I don't think I've told you this. The team didn't know through the week that I wasn't starting. They didn't. I was that just regular doing my thing. That when he tried out on game day, it was like, wait, what? What's going on? I got a black hat on. I'm doing signals. I'm the dummy signaler. Ain't that how the mighty have fallen, right? I'm throwing for many yards, did all this stuff. And now I'm the dummy signaler for a guy that's about to throw for 49 yards in the entire football game. That's not even half the field. But guess what? Supported him. Even tried to bail him out, right? You hurt your little ankle. Hey, man. I whispered to him, hey, man, I could just go win this right quick. If you just, no, man, I can do it. All right. They are. If you couldn't get away from them with a good ankle, it ain't going to work out for you. And then, it would proceed to happen, But yeah, I'm just telling you, it's a hard thing to do because I'm just telling you, I was hot. And you know me. I know I get hot. I was hot. And I wanted to fight everybody in that building. I said, man, you brought me in this office a week ago and told me that he just want to party. He don't know the offense on this. And now you're going to tell me he's going to take my job. You are out of your mind. Not to mention, you know he can't block nobody. And you know that I'm in here doing everything I can to figure out how to make this thing work. And I was hot. And I just was like, you know what? It's all good, baby.
So there's a lie.
Not only, then in the beginning of the season, you told us we're not going to have captains. I've been waiting my whole life. Tom Brady came in here and gave a whole speech about how being a captain, not the Super Bowl, being a captain is the best thing that's ever happened to him. You going to come in the beginning of the season and say, hey, guys, we're not going to vote for captains this year. You out your mind. I was hot. I was hot about a lot of stuff. And I didn't say nothing. I was cool. Hey, we already ain't that good. I don't want to divide the team because, you know, like the Frank Clark, hey, you know who's out there. You know, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to, I'm going to put that foot forward. Hey, I'm going to get this for a while. I'm going to take all the blame. I ain't going to, even though I know.
This is MMQB.
I'm sorry. We got to get some questions. I'm sorry.
The question was, Devin, how do you feel?
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry. And I don't know why I was with there. It's crazy.
I might keep the stream open a little longer just to get a couple questions.
We ain't got nothing to do. You got to answer all the questions you want.
There is a line, just to get back to what I was saying about the Big Ten championship game. Looking forward to Michigan State.
You just let me go.
Looking forward to Ohio State. Yeah, because you had this. Clearly, this has been on your mind.
It's my heart.
This has been on your chest for a while.
My heart,
right?
Where's my heart?
There's a line in a J. Cole song, "Applying Pressure."
Oh, you know I like J. Cole.
Right,
you hit me right.
So in there, he's talking about all these lesser thans step into me like we the same.
It's not the case.
And he said, sometimes when you got somebody that's acting like they like that, that's acting like they like to, sometimes you got to do it in front of their face.
Just so they know.
It's different.
Man.
Just so they know it's a difference. That's the Big Ten championship game. Go listen to Applying Pressure. It applies, right?
And then that's kind of why I try to make sure I'm on in y'all living room so much, because I know some of y'all be hating.
All right.
And I just want to let you remind you to know, like.
We got to go. This is what Monday Morning Quarterback, brought to you by Grand Traverse Resort and Spa, is going to be like all season long. And by the way, as we get out of here, special new show, debuting Wednesday, Steady Dropping Dimes.
Yeah.
With Devin Gardner, Daniel Horton, and Sam Webb on the live stream at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the evening. We're going to do it every week. So be sure to check it out. We're talking all sports. We're talking Michigan. We're talking all sports.
Beyond
so be sure to check us out. We got to get out of here, folks. We'll see you tomorrow here on